Hello guys, and welcome to another day with Zimaleta. In today's video I want to show you my garage and my eBay setup in my studio. This is basically it right here. So I'm going to put a GoPro on and give you a POV experience and just show you kind of like things around, just get you kind of like I guess give you some of my ideas, possibly the way you could do this. But I think when it comes to eBay or any kind of selling online, I think getting organized and having a workspace, I think is going to be key. Now, I don't have like the best type of place, but I'm really happy for what I have. And this is my garage, and I decided to basically turn my garage into kind of like my workspace for shipping, for listing, for organizing all my items, and for storing them and stuff like that. So let me show you what's going on. Very helpful for me. Then we have all these instructions here. So let's see what else we have here. Service manual. Well, anyways, yeah, like we don't want to really get distracted with this because yeah, that's going to be something else that I will be showing you. Now this computer here, I have another CD. This is actually for a Sprinter. So this is other type of software related, but this is something I want to show to my Sprinter viewers. Look at that picture, guys. Do you recognize what that is right here? This is a Chrysler 300, and this is actually 2007 and up type of manual, and it's got a Chrysler 300C in here. So obviously it's sharing a lot of components with the Sprinter van. Wouldn't you like to know what it shares? Because certainly it's in here, and it's in here for a reason. So there's plenty of stuff in here. It tells you how to service all of these components, which I will be getting into also in this garage for making those videos. But anyways, I'm sure you guys came here to watch kind of like my organization of the parts. But if you're dealing with parts, this is going to be like interesting to you, because I think it was pretty clear in my description, hopefully it was, that this is what it's going to be about. And I make parts videos, I make Sprinter related videos and automotive type of videos. It's just right now Sprinters, they're dominating my channel because you know, that's what I drive, that's what I do for a living. So obviously it's going to break down a lot more. It's just there's only so much you could do. So here's we have like one of these parts here. This is I hope you guys could see this. This is camshafts. They're two camshafts, and they come with these pieces. Like everything's in order here, you know. So you don't want to actually mix these things out of order. It's not going to work correctly. So we have everything in order, just the way it came assembled. It is very important because they have like all these different, you know, type of like numbers and letters and stuff like that, and it has to match up or it's not going to work. So this is something I may end up selling like a set, just like it is, you know. And these are not tight or nothing. Or I may end up selling the camshafts individually and then selling these pieces. That's you know, kind of like in their own little set. In case somebody like lost theirs. So I don't know. I still kind of like am thinking about that. But here's the thing: Sprinters, camshafts, they break sometimes. So if both of them broke, then chances are you might want this whole set just like it is instead of just replacing the camshaft. I believe that these would work for any type of Sprinter, but I know you're not supposed to mix these things out of order. I don't know what the difference is. But if you do, things are not gonna work right. But anyways, let's put this over here. This is the way it would be inside of a Sprinter. So what I'm gonna be doing is, once I set up all the parts, I'm gonna take down all the part numbers from my manuals, and I'll have like a piece of paper over here or something, and then I'm just gonna basically list them as I go. You know, I would just have to take them one by one and know what each individual thing is. So over here we have a heat shield, obviously a dirty heat shield. I don't know if this is going to be something I want to list, but I brought it in here, so I guess this is going to be something I'm going to be listing. Then we have a downpipe from a turbo, but it's not really called a downpipe. It's actually first exhaust pipe or something. That's actually what it's called, according to the book. And then you have like sort of like these bolts. They're over here. So like that one seems like, I think it's supposed to be like not like shaken loose over here, but it is. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. So it seems like this one's been welded before, because these things do rust. So part of the reasons like why I would need to sell this one. And this one still has the O2 sensor. I might sell the O2 sensor separately, or maybe include it together. We will see. But most likely I'll have to sell it separately, because it's a separate part. I don't want to sell it and somebody's gonna say, oh, O2 sensor's not working, but the pipe's fine. You see, you know, I'd rather just take my chances with O2 sensor. Then we have this here. This is a transmission fluid line, and it appears that this bracket is broken, like where it mounts. It looks like it's broken, but it's probably, that's, I don't know, part of the design. But anyways, I think all you need to do is just drill a hole in here, just like this, and you could still mount it, because this will mount, give or take, you know, because some of these brackets, you know, they're not like that long. So I'm going to be selling the transmission fluid line. Now, I don't know if somebody's going to want that, but oh yeah, by the way, let me show you something. This transmission fluid line, it's got these things here. If you break this, well, this is actually, it's broken. Actually, it's supposed to have a tab, but I wanted to show you guys, like this, like right now you could remove it. Okay. So I'm going to install it back, and then I'm going to press it down. Right here, see? Now like you can't remove it. What you got to do for this is actually push it out. And man, I don't want to get my my cabinets dirty. Let me see here. I'm going to get a flathead. Okay, this should work. If your tab is broken, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just take a screwdriver like this, press down on it. It pushes out, and then you could simply pull this out. But you could actually get a set of 5 tabs. I don't know, probably like $10 or something, you know. But I'll keep that one locked in if you do it the wrong way. So possibly somebody would need that. Every situation is different with everybody when they're getting stuff, so you just never know. So this is actually an ECU right here from a vehicle. This is made in Germany, and this works fine. There's actually nothing wrong with it. I happened to replace mine because I replaced the ignition switch without the, you know, trying to reprogram it. So I replaced the key and everything. So here is a vacuum pump. I'm trying to see if this could be lost. Looks like this little thing is preventing from that, you know, to come out. But this is actually a vacuum pump. So it sits on your vehicle kind of like that, pumping vacuum. So possibly somebody's vacuum pump failed. This is a working one. It is at least made in Germany. It's good. It's not like, you know, Chinese something cheap. Here is a conductor plate. I removed this conductor plate from my transmission, and this was actually working fine. This is actually a new conductor plate that I have replaced. Of course, some of these things, they will start getting color. I don't even know what this thing is, but they will get kind of like yellowish after a while. But if somebody knows what this is, let me know. But this is the speed sensors right here, and once they start getting metal on them, like this one is, see, like it basically builds up over here, and then the transmission will stop shifting. With this particular one, that did not happen. The torque converter gave out, so it created a lot of this, you know, shaved stuff. So it kind of like made a mess. But this is actually okay. I guess my GoPro maybe like overheated or something, and it shut off. So hopefully we're good now. Yeah, I was trying to tell you like this story. I bought this Sprinter van, and you know, that had like you know, like it stopped running basically. It would shut off on the guy, you know, quite often. So, but the main bearing was the problem. But what a small world. I actually ended up meeting the guy that rebuilt the Sprinter engine, and he actually told me, he's like, I have rebuilt it. He's actually a pretty good you know, like mechanic and everything. He says, oh yeah, that engine, you know. It's like, yeah, I'll tell you something about that engine, man. Let me tell you what we did. He said they rebuilt it good and everything, but that guy that they rebuilt it for, this was a free rebuild, and the court made him do it, because when he was selling the Sprinter, he signed a contract with the guy, and the contract said that if it breaks within a month, he'll rebuild his engine. And guess what? This guy's he's one of his like radiator hoses rips, and obviously the Sprinter like overheated, and the whole engine was rendered useless. It was just basically, it had a low mileage. It was only like 60-some thousand miles on that Sprinter, and the guy overheated it really bad. And actually just a while before, you know, I already knew this guy. I already knew this mechanic. He was telling me the story. He says, look at this engine. It is completely disintegrated on the inside.
My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter expedite their business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.